Nowadays, smuggling something or someone across the border is very difficult. The cheap tricks smugglers used decades ago no longer work. That's because of the advanced technology and techniques law enforcement now have. So that's why smugglers have to get very creative and clever. From people smuggling small things like money to entire cars, and even people who have used animals to help them get stuff across the border. Smuggling inside food. When it comes to shipping, one of the most transported things around the world is food. Food often contains lots of packaging, and sometimes there's even space inside food. And smugglers have creatively used this to sneak many things across the border. In India, some bananas were intercepted one day. It turned out that the banana had been removed from the peel. Inside, smugglers had put rolls of money. They had then glued the banana peels back up. They also used tape on some of the bananas, which is what gave them away. Also, at an airport in India, a box of sweets was intercepted. The security guards removed the sweets from the box and tore out the bottom of it, and underneath it were very neatly wrapped stacks of foreign money. Smuggled in rolled banknotes have even been found in peanuts. The peanut shells were then glued back together. In 2013, a French woman tried to smuggle 52,000 euros inside pastries, and in 2015, an Italian businessman tried to smuggle in a large amount of cash using a cake. Hidden car. In 2020, at a South African border, police intercepted a vehicle. The vehicle had lots of brooms on it, but when they checked under the brooms, they discovered an entire car hidden under them. The car was a stolen Ford Ranger. The smugglers were trying to get the car from South Africa into Mozambique. It's pretty impressive that these people hid an entire car. When the truck was being inspected, the suspect driving it actually ran away. A manhunt has been launched for the man, but we're not sure if he's been captured yet. Cigarettes. Illegal cigarettes are one of the most smuggled things in the world. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. Authorities have tried over the years to clamp down on this, but this has only made smugglers even more creative. In 2015, Russian authorities stopped a train. It was carrying lots of timber, but when they inspected it, they realized the timber was hollow. Inside the hollowed out wood was cigarettes. They then filled the base of the tree trunks with more wood, and this perfectly disguised the cigarettes until they were finally intercepted. In 2017, a similar thing happened in Romania. Millions of dollars worth of cigarettes were found in hollowed out tree trunks. Many of these tobacco-filled tree trunks have been intercepted before, but there are also many which sneak past border patrol, and this makes the smugglers and people who sell them billions of dollars every year. Also, recently in Ukraine, some paper rolls were en route to Europe. That's when they were stopped and inspected by border guards in Ukraine. Inside the paper rolls, they found not paper, but cigarettes. Also in Singapore, the entire floor of one truck was hollowed out. Inside, illegal cigarettes were stored. But when Singaporean customs officials noticed the truck's extra weight, they inspected it. And inside, they found millions of dollars worth of cigarettes. Bird smugglers. Before we had things like the postal service, people would use carrier pigeons to transport letters and goods. While regular people don't use these today, smugglers do. In 2015, a pigeon was intercepted trying to fly into a jail in Costa Rica. The pigeon had a pouch attached to it which had narcotics inside. It was seen landing inside the prison and was caught by guards. They believed that someone on the outside had trained it to fly into the prison. The prison director said this is nothing new, and in the past, smugglers had used cats and dogs to try and get things inside the prison. Also in Kuwait, a pigeon was intercepted at the border. This pigeon also had a fake package attached to it with illegal substances inside. The package was in the exact same color as the pigeon to make it blend in, but the very eagle-eyed border guards noticed this. Gold in clothes. Gold is a very popular currency for criminals. That's because, unlike money, it cannot be traced. In India, one man was found to have gold sewed into his pants. He tried to sneak this into the waistband, but the metal detectors caught him. Also in Bangladesh, two men were arrested after sneaking gold inside their shirts. The smuggler also had some gold in his shoes. Drones. We've already seen smugglers try and use birds to get things across borders and into prisons. But of course, birds cannot be controlled by us humans. Drones, on the other hand, can, and nowadays anyone can buy a drone fairly cheaply. The Ministry of Defense released secretly recorded video of people trying to smuggle things into jails in the UK. They did this using drones. They simply flew them over the prison fence and landed inside the jail courtyard. Normally things like tools, mobile phones, and even weapons are smuggled inside jails using drones. Narco-traffickers have also been known to use drones to get things over border fences. Because of this, anti-drone technology is now used along many borders. Car seat. Illegal items are not the only thing people try and smuggle over borders. Sometimes it's people. That's right, it's no secret that people often want to enter countries illegally. This was the case for one 42-year-old Mexican man named Enrique Aguila Controla. He tried to sneak into the USA from Mexico. He did this by trying to disguise himself as a car seat. He made a special frame for him to sit in, and the car seat simply went over the top of him. It was very creative and his seat blended in very normally, but unfortunately for him, his vehicle was stopped at the border. The vehicle was then searched by border agents who found Enrique inside the hollowed out seat. iPhone smuggler. Fake and stolen iPhones are often smuggled across countries to be sold. One man was stopped at the Chinese border for trying to get into the country with 94 iPhones strapped to his body. The technique of doing this is called a body armor. Reptile smuggler. It's often costly or even illegal to transport exotic animals from one country to another, and that's why they're often smuggled by people instead. Once, Norwegian authorities arrested a man trying to sneak in exotic reptiles. He had 14 pythons rolled up in socks and strapped to his body using tape, and he also had 10 geckos in boxes which were taped to his legs. This was a very creative idea, but he was caught pretty easily. Now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment down below which smuggler on this list was most creative. If you want some more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. But as always, thanks for watching. There are some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.